Coming up on Wake Up NonStop Local, a convicted killer appeals his resentencing. Why Justin Crenshaw wants another day in court for the double murders 15 years ago.
You're good.
Also this morning, the choking baby saved by police. The moments leading up to this heroic rescue. Straight ahead.
And it's a fairly mild start here on a Monday, but what I'm tracking as we move forward is an active weather pattern leading up to Thanksgiving.
All that plus showdown on the Strip. Gonzaga hitting the road today for a big holiday tournament in Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas! We're letting it ride on a Monday on Wake Up NonStop Local.
Wake up, you gotta rise to the sun, and here it comes, it's time to make the best of what you got to give. It's all about rising, and I wanna be there.
All right, here's a live look at the Sphere in the heart of Las Vegas this morning. The Gonzaga men's basketball team is there right now getting prep for their first game in the Players Era Championship tonight. And for the first time all season, the Bulldogs are the lower-ranked team. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kalai Chalk.
And I'm Sam Adams. Gonzaga and Alabama are both ranked in the top 15 right now, meaning whoever wins tonight's game may be in the top 10 next week. The game tips off tonight at 6:30. It's going to air live on TNT.
And our SWX team will talk more in depth about that tournament coming up in about 20 minutes.
All right, in the meantime, let's go to a full court press when it comes to weather.
All right, Jenny Power, how's it looking today?
Well, guys, we are off to a fairly mild start right now across Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but we've been seeing some active weather here because of a system that moved through overnight last night. It's even a little bit breezy here as you're headed out, with winds here coming from the west-southwest at about 13 miles per hour sustained in Coeur d'Alene and 22 miles per hour here in Spokane. So start time temperatures 37 and 40 respectively. As we take a look at what's happening weather-wise, this is our current satellite and radar. Hanging on to a few scattered showers, but up over the mountains, this is translated into a little bit of some high elevation snow. So with Thanksgiving on the horizon and people thinking of their travel plans, we are seeing some snow and slush over Stevens and Snoqualmie this morning with traction tires advised. Slush over Lookout Pass. And as far as what's to come in the power planner for Spokane, we are going to see some really nice breaks of sunshine throughout the day today. However, active weather, it's moving in. When we could potentially see our first valley snow of the season, well, guys, it's looking in the next 7 days. The details of that in 10 minutes.
Okay, see you in 10, Jenny. Thank you. To a crime tracker alert now, convicted killer Justin Crenshaw is appealing his renewed life sentence following his resentencing last month. That resentencing hearing came after a new state Supreme Court ruling made him eligible for a reduced sentence because he was 20 years old when he committed the crimes.
Now, Crenshaw was convicted and sentenced to life without parole for those February 2008 murders of Tanner Pell and Sarah Clark. A bloody thumbprint and DNA linked him to the crimes. And while in jail, afterward, he attacked fellow inmates on 2 separate occasions. A class action lawsuit now underway against gunmaker Sig Sauer over incidents of unintended discharges. One of those happening at the Spokane Police Academy.
In October of last year at the police department shooting range, a recruit said their gun discharged automatically. According to the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission, the academy class was participating in a firearm shooting drill at Northeast Regional Academy when the recruit drew their Sig Sauer P320 and the gun immediately went off. That bullet hit concrete ground, but fragments hit an instructor and another recruit while they were standing next to the person with the gun.
And the instructors report afterward, they say they saw the gun immediately fire and said the recruit's trigger finger was not on the trigger or in the trigger guard. Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission now putting out a notice back in February following other similar reports. They banned the use of SIG's P320 as well as the M17 and M18s as well from all property they own or lease.
The class action suit against the manufacturer is for selling defective P320s without external safety features and accusations of marketing that misled consumers. The suit says multiple law enforcement agencies, along with ICE, have stopped using the gun over safety concerns. Sig Sauer is offering a voluntary free upgrade for the weapon. New information this morning, the missing Wisconsin woman who admitted to stabbing her 12-year-old classmate almost to death in 2014 has now been found. Police confirmed early this morning 23-year-old Morgan Geyser was found at a truck stop in Posen, Illinois.
That's about 170 miles away from the group home where she was living. She was found with a 42-year-old man who was taken into custody and released shortly afterward. Geyser had been placed into that group home this year after being granted conditional release. She was sent to a psychiatric institute in 2018 after pleading guilty to attempted first-degree intentional homicide.
She and another girl said that they did it to allegedly please a fictional horror character called Slenderman. She's being held in Illinois until her extradition. Well, the war in Ukraine could be at a critical fork in the road. U.S. and Ukrainian officials say they are making substantial progress with ceasefire talks after they met in Geneva over the weekend.
Negotiators working from President Donald Trump's 28-point ceasefire plan that stems from U.S. talks with Russia. Bipartisan critics, though, say the original favored Russia too much.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says that this weekend was about making changes to the plan to address key points like reducing military size and land concessions.
I would say probably best meeting and day we've had so far in this entire process, going back to when we first came into office in January. But there's still some work left to do, and that's what our teams are going to be doing right now.
We have very good progress, and we are moving forward to the just and lasting peace. Ukrainian people deserve and want this peace more than anyone in this planet.
And with delegates back in their respective countries now, talks are expected to resume. Russia says it has not yet released or received an updated version of that plan. We do have new information this morning on Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene and her sudden retirement announcement. The Georgia representative now squashing rumors online that she could be running for president in 2028.
The former Trump ally made a long post on her personal X account. Her retirement comes after President Trump called her a traitor when she pushed for the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files before he did. She retires in January after serving since 2021. Now, new developments in the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. The Justice Department has asked a federal judge in Florida to reconsider unsealing grand jury materials related to the investigation. A judge previously rejected a request to make the transcripts public.
Now, the department is trying again after the Epstein Files Transparency Act passed, demanding the release of all documents related to the convicted sex offender's case. Epstein died by suicide in 2019. While waiting trial on sex trafficking charges, still not yet clear which files, if any, the Justice Department will redact because of ongoing investigations. Caught on camera, a Michigan police officer jumping to the rescue, saving a choking baby. It happened November 1st. The footage now just being released.
The officer sprinted to a customer service desk and found the 5-month-old baby completely limp. He gave the child light black clothes until he took a deep breath, dislodging whatever was in his throat. The child's now recovering and even fell asleep on the officer after he saved him. Spokane-based Garco Construction has been selected to do the repair work on Bullfrog Overpass along I-90 near Cleella. The project will cost just more than $2 million.
The city will meet once again with contractors today. They'll be working out a schedule for that work. They say there won't be any travel impacts over Thanksgiving this week, and the construction is set to begin in early December. The man who pled guilty to shooting a WSU football player following the Apple Cup out of jail this morning. According to police records, Ja'Cory Buchanan was released Saturday.
Now, Buchanan shot Sone Falealo at a house party after the Apple Cup game. Buchanan, a University of Washington student, was kicked out of the party and then fired at Faleano. He was sentenced to 3 months with time served. He got out 30 days early because of behavior. Well, across Washington state, the cost to repair the damage after a state capitol break-in could run up to $914,000. That's according to our partners at the Spokesman Review. The price includes the cost to repair damaged historical artifacts.
This all happened back on October 5th when WSP says former Gonzaga baseball player Gunnar Schubert broke in and made that damage. Much of that damage occurring in the state reception room. The room will be open during the upcoming legislative session in Olympia. Spokane City Council members planning to vote tonight on 2 key measures. The first involving an ordinance prohibiting algorithmic price fixing on rent. The ordinance would give protection to tenants and prevent employee retaliation for claims of violation.
And the second would create a commercial parking tax on surface parking lots that would fund transportation system maintenance and safety improvements. This was a hotly debated topic at last week's meeting, with many saying it's just another tax on consumers. Well, Birdie's Pie Shop is preparing for the Thanksgiving pie rush by spending all day baking their most popular pies.
They're typically closed on Mondays, but today they're working hard behind the scenes getting ready for that holiday sugar rush. Here's NonStop Locals Noah Bolter with a live sneak preview.
Well, Sam Kalai, you've been with us all morning watching me work together with the owner of Birdie's Pie Shop. This is Sheree Moss. We've been making some pies ourselves this morning, and for some reason, she's letting me continue right now. So, Sheree, what do you got here? And we're going to talk about the pies available for the rest of the week.
Yes, so this is one of our pumpkin flavors. We have 4 different pumpkin flavors in the shop, this being one of them. This is a more non-traditional pumpkin flavor. It's called our pumpkin snookie. So it's a chewy kind of pumpkin snickerdoodle crust and then has that vanilla cream on top that you're going to garnish and make all pretty.
Okay, so I'm going to start putting some of that cream on top of these pies. And what I want to ask about, because we know that the pre-orders have sold out already for the rest of this week. People are going to show up starting tomorrow, 10 o'clock when you open up. Is this too much, by the way?
Yes, it's too much.
Okay, I'm going to take
so level that off.
Level it off real
Yeah.
quick. Let's make sure we're not
even more
over-sweetening it. Yep,
it's
a little
great.
bit.
Here, I'll show you.
You know what? This is paid professional right here, and I'm not I'm not talking about me. But for the people who want their pies this week, how many can they walk away with?
Oh, they can walk away with as many as they would like. We are making over 4,000 pies today, so I sure hope that when they show up, we'll have something that will make their tummies happy.
Okay, and we know you open at 10 o'clock, but what time does that line start to form?
Typically the line starts to form out there around 9, but don't be intimidated. We move through it really quickly, and so if you want every pie flavor and as many pies as available to your heart's content, then come early. Otherwise, if you're happy with any pie, come anytime during the day.
Okay, and we know that there's not just sweet options, also some savory. What are those savory flavors?
So we have our chicken pot pie and our roasted veggie with our gorgonzola cream sauce, a little balsamic reduction, and then we also have our loaded baked potato.
Okay, well, I think we're running out of time, and I'm probably slowing down your pies per hour. So then what do we do here to make them look pretty?
Yes, so we're going to flatten this out, make those look pretty like that, and then just dust them off with a little bit of pumpkin pie spice.
A little bit of pumpkin pie spice as we're sending it back to everyone in the studio. Hopefully, it's a little heavy-handed. It's a trend that we may notice. Can I show this one from a little bit earlier? A little bit heavy-handed when it's me doing it.
Like your pumpkin spice.
Lots of pumpkin spice. Live in Spokane, Noah Bolter.
I mean, he's giving it the old college try, but
Yes.
I think she wants you to keep your day job, Noah.
Yeah, don't quit your day job, but maybe bring back some pie.
All right, we want to know what's your favorite pie. We have you sounding off today. Here's what you are telling us at home. Right now, leading the way, the traditional pumpkin pie at 30% of you.
Okay, right behind is apple pie at 21%, followed by pecan pie. All right, if you'd like to weigh in, literally or figuratively speaking, just scan that QR code on your screen. Which is the best pie for Thanksgiving? All right, still to come here on the Wake Up Show, turning the tide. Gonzaga getting ready to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide tonight.
And our SWX sports team has a preview of tonight's showdown in Las Vegas coming up in your Sports Minute.
Plus, I'm tracking active weather leading up to the Thanksgiving holiday when we could potentially see some valley snow in the forecast. I'm breaking it all down.